allowing the discomfort, letting the rage be seen, allowing it to exist, allowing it to be, letting the self grow from within. Knowing that the birds sing the song of joy, but also chaos, that they sing and call to one another while also expressing alarm and expressing that there's danger, that there's something going on, that there's something that needs to be looked at or paid attention to. And they all have their own ways of sharing that and their own ways of existing. And so when we allow ourselves to express and to feel those deep, hard parts and allow them to have the merit that they do, we allow ourselves to become more complete and more whole within ourselves. When we hold ourselves on such a deep level, we shift our entire world. We gain every bit of truth within. And we allow the density to clear so that we may become even more profoundly illuminated to share with our community, to pour out into the world around us. But it is not through effort, it is through presence. It is through acceptance. It is through beauty. It is through love. But it is not this pure thing. It is not this, how do I say that? It is not virgin territory. It is the heart that was darkened and decided that it wanted to love. It is the judgment because there are things there that we need to look at. And that doesn't mean that anything is wrong with you or the person that you judged. It is just that the judgment existed. It is just that it needed to be. To let something so profound exist on such a deep level. To allow something so intense to have its foothold in the material realm is to accept the humanity that comes with your spirit and your story, to hold that so deeply and to allow yourself the truth of this moment, regardless of what is going to come, allowing it to be, allowing your heart to ache and not trying to shut it up or run from it, allowing it to be seen so that it can actually heal, so that it can actually, and it's not even about heal. Well, I mean, it is. Okay, heal comes from the word halen, which is to be whole. So it is about healing, but it's not about like this avoidance. It's not about this perfection or this act of making perfect. There's always a scar when a wound is deep. There's always excess tissue. There's something new there. But if you look at the Japanese art of fixing broken things, you can mend it with gold, right? So now that scar is able to be made beautiful and able to bring new life into what was once thought of as broken, is able to help us have a new perspective on the life that we exist through. is able to bring us closer to what actually brings us joy in this world, what actually brings us this profound fullness, this profound richness, this sacred center, this light that is carried in each individual and between us, this precious, precious child, this precious bird, this precious thing that you would never want to crush, to allow it to have expressions about how it was mistreated, allowing it to be so real and so heard on such a deep level, and bringing more and more safety, bringing more and more commitment and devotion to that part of ourselves, and to really honor that, and to go into every corner, but to do it with the awareness that it's not to get rid of it, it's to learn from it, witness it, and then allow it to rest when it's ready. It's about helping the procession occur. It's about holding space. It's about the entire process of a funerary rite. It is the whole thing. It is the gathering of all of the different archetypes that are there to protect it or to help it along the way. There's so much complexity in each little thing. And to choose to hold it, to choose to allow it to be, the choice to honor its truth instead of pretending it doesn't exist, the choice of being so connected to the self, to find there's a really good word for this in the religious sector. To find relief. I don't have the word right now. To find relief instead of repenting. To find sanctuary. Ooh. To find domicile. To bring yourself into sovereignty on such a profound level that you can carry it with you into and through eternity. And to know that that is the divine working through you. That is the highest source of all life and consciousness working through you. To sit and to honor the truth of humanity and creation and all that we are, and to choose love, to choose truth, right? Because when we run from things, the truth becomes so distant. It becomes this over there thing. To really genuinely choose that sacred center, and to choose truth, to not belittle bullying or assault or whatever other heinous things have happened. And if you need someone to go with you, that's fine. It takes time to be willing to look. It takes time to be willing to cry. But knowing that your tears are not something to be ashamed of, knowing that they are so real and so whole on such a profound level, and that only you are able to express those for yourself, and to choose that, and bring that into the sacred heart of the divine, and then to create beauty in the world from that place, to bring back the light around that, and to hold it and cherish it as though it is a child, as though it is this pure vessel of transformation. I can't even begin to pronounce the amount of divinity in this. I'm seeing like Jesus in the manger, so like the divine sacred heart of Christ consciousness in its most innocent form, surrounded by love, something of divine coincidence, something of such profundity, something so misunderstood, something so taken from what it truly is, but meanwhile it is still so beautiful, so pure, so whole. So how do we honor that? How do we sit with that? How do we breathe through that? How do we walk with that instead of visiting it once or twice a day or once a week or whatever it is? How do we walk with that? The idea of a living meditation. How do we walk with our breath? How do we walk with our truth? How do we walk with ourselves? And the word with is very important there. And as, how do we walk as those things? How do we embody them? So with, as in like in conjunction, right? Together, bringing the parts together, looking at the Trinity, right? Looking at this idea of three, but then also as, to make them whole, to bring into union. How can you today take a step into that truth on the deepest level? How can you so deeply accept yourself in every flaw and choose love and choose to see the value and the worth that you have innately had the entire time? I got dropped in and that was what came through. So I really hope this helped someone. I don't think I'm going to edit it. If you made it to this point, drop some emojis that resonate with you. And I will see you soon. Bye.